Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome back in our show today. As we have promised, we are going to talk about the decoration of the home and how it could be convenient to our own energy. To shed more light on that, we are very much delighted to be joined here in the studio by Ms. Dina Soliman, our interior designer. Good morning, Dina.
Good morning, Misty. How are you?
Dina, to start with, to what extent we can have a suitable, proper energy in our houses?
That's the most tricky question on earth. Okay. No, the thing is, you have to choose what's the energy that you want to abide with. Is it going to be a target work environment? Now, since so many people work from home, or do you want it to be just an energetic booster, funny, very calm? Lighting does a lot of things about it, so it's you choose the energy you want, and accordingly we implement what you need into wall colors, into flooring, into finishing techniques. If you want to go earthy or you want to go into greenery and bright colors and everything, I have to compliment you about your colors for today.
Thank you so much.
They're very energetic, you know, the orange, the pink and everything. So accordingly, it's your choice. And the main challenge that we face is that when you have the two partners of the house or the household in general, along with them, with the kids and whoever it is who are living there, okay, they do have different energetic, let's say views. Some of them, they just need calm, and that's what you find usually, that people have a calm room, and someone does only like to listen to music, very dim lighting in their rooms. And the others, they want bright sunlight, they want to wake up early, sleep early. So how can you abide with all of this in one home?
Yes, yes. Tell me about this very tricky combination, because sometimes one of the partners, as you have kindly mentioned, likes earthly colors, like serenity, like calm environment, while others more energetic, maybe more colorful. So how you can meet both tastes? Or maybe multi sometimes.
You have to, this is what we do to move safely about such an energetic combination. You actually go into the house, you do have the calm walls, the calm lighting, the calm, and you do have the two sides of lighting. I mean, if they want very high lit rooms, you can always have the ceiling lightings with the side lamps, with the false ceiling embedded lightings, everything like that. So that if you really want it very well lit, you can have it this way. You have this as a base and a core, and then you start assigning rooms. I mean, if it's going to be the family room or the common room, then it usually has to go with the person who uses the room the most. I mean, if it's the mother and the kids, then it has to abide with what the mother and the kids need. If it's at the office, at home, then it has to abide with whoever is using it. The problem comes where you have a guests area, believe it or not, because now you have different views of how you want to compliment people when they visit you. And the other thing is bedrooms. Bathrooms are usually well lit. Then we come only to the colors, if they want them into grays and a bit masculinity into the colors, or they want to go to colorful. Now people don't go to reds and greens in bathrooms anymore. Not very common at all. So the thing is bedrooms. They want it well lit, they want orange, green and yellow, or you just want it very pale white, beige and greyish.
We do see dark grey, black.
Well, not in bedrooms. So this is where you have to really satisfy both partners of each room, or if it's a kid, if it's a boy or a girl. They do have totally different views, age groups, not only the partners as in the man and the wife.
Yes.
No, it's the kids. I mean, if it's a boy's room, if it's a boy who's 8 to 12 or 12 to 18, the rebellious age, or 18 and over, or if they are old kids and they're coming back home from uni or from wherever. Yes, very hard.
How can we change here the energy of our home? Sometimes we just get bored from the place, and we do need to do some changes, maybe add more energy to our place. And to what extent the people inside the home are aware that they need this? They need
They are
more
usually
energy. They
not
need to
aware.
change energy.
They are
Because
usually not
sometimes
aware.
you just feel down, you just feel bored, you just feel
Yes.
frustrated, and you don't know why.
Yes.
So,
No, they actually don't know that it's coming from the home. The people who actually realize that it's a problem because of the house
yeah.
or because of the surroundings, these are very lucky people. It's usually the others who really face it. I'm down, I don't find the thing. I mean, with the COVID and everything, we faced this a lot. First of which, people needed to find an office or a work from home space
Yeah.
where they have it a bit secluded with sound, and then the house is not equipped for that. And then again, they had to work from a garden. Sometimes they have to work from a very closed area at the back of the house. And vice versa. People worked from open lit rooms and they loved it and they don't want to go back to offices. So this is where we had the challenge.
Yes.
This is where people had to really think that the house is not a place where they only entertain guests in and they go into sleep. Because
Yeah.
usually now with the working schemes of life, people, or even kids at schools, they go to school, then there are always the training sessions, the errands to run, everything. They go back home at 8 p.m. and they sleep at 10 or 11.
Yes.
So actually it's just a sleeping hub.
Indeed,
So
yes.
the thing was that they had to realize it has to be a very calm and cute atmosphere to work with. So to do that, then they started, no, I want colors, or no, I want it calmer, or no, and this is where the struggle started
Yes.
because people are all in the house. At one point we had the man, the woman, we had the help, and we had the kids at home and sometimes grandparents. You have to satisfy all the age groups and again, all the basics of how to have a house, and then to do that. Actually, people came to a realization that they agreed that there are certain rooms for each one,
Yes.
certain space,
Yes.
and that's why it's a bit funny now. When you go into some homes now, it's so many times required from us, and
Yes.
it's actually hard to do, to have a house that does not match.
Yeah.
It does not match.
That was my question here, Dina, because sometimes when you are furnishing a house or you are decorating a house, you just go by a theme. It's classic, modern. So how do you manage to do that?
We have a classic room, we have a modern room, and then we have, but it's
Ultra
usually
modern.
ultra modern. You have a minimalism area. The thing is now that you try to seclude areas from one another. I mean, if it's, let's say, if it's a reception area along with the dining room, oh, it's okay. Then you go to whatever they do, but you do it by areas. I mean, you cannot mix both styles in one room. You cannot mix both
If it's
colors in
open.
one. If it's open, and especially now we have so many houses with open kitchens as well, then it has to be, again, suitable, mix and match. But when you go into bedrooms or into corridors now, we divide this with a door, with we go sometimes with a lighting way of coloring. I mean, we move from grays to grayish, and then we go into beige, or the other way around. Or then you just make it a more simpler entry to a color. But definitely, you know, remember 20 years ago when we used to have homes, you go in and then you find one striking wall in the house that's red or
Yes,
dark green.
yes.
No, you don't go like this anymore, because actually this disturbs the energy completely. I mean, you can always implement good energy only by adding a color. I mean, let's take again another example today. See, this is, we call your chair color an earth color.
Yes.
It's a grayish color. All your colors that you're wearing, mix and match with it. It doesn't say no. Actually, it adds to it. But then, can you imagine if you have this as a green chair?
Yes.
No, that would be so disturbing for the eye, for people who come in. What's the motto that you want to really emphasize with such a color? No, now it's all additives and accessories.
Yes.
That's
Do you know to
happening.
what extent the colors do affect our mood, directly or indirectly? Because sometimes when we are staying at home, we might not realize that we might be affected by the colors around us, for example. So, and how we can control the energy of the house with our own energy?
Well, there are so many tests now online that you can give it a try, and with applications different on our mobiles that you can give a try of when do you excel the most. Some people, we used to call them just haphazardly, morning people,
Yes.
nightly people, night owls, morning early birds.
Yes.
We had all these names for them.
Yeah.
Actually, it's all energetic. It's all about, they get it from the sunlight. No, some people like the cloudy days. They excel more on cloudy days. The grayish color in the sky with the blue mix, this is what gives them their energy. So you have to test yourself. And people, when they realize, actually, and I think people now are very aware of this.
Yes.
I mean, much more aware. You know what bothers me, Misty, the most is crowded homes. Or unorganized homes. When you have areas that some people now, they think, especially younger couples, we face this a lot. We want to go with minimalisms. Minimalism is a very nice technique, but minimalism doesn't mean that you have minimal number of items. No. Minimalism means that you have the minimum number of mixtures together.
Yes.
So the thing is, when you have the mixtures done the right way, you can have like 2 vases, an ashtray, a flower pot, everything on the table. That's still minimalism. Doesn't mean that you only have 1 or 2 items, but the color schemings and the mixtures. So they just go with simple furniture, very light, and then they find out that we need more closet space. Oof, we need more shoe area. We need, until they get this, and because it was not into the first design of the house, you find things scattered all around. This is the most annoying thing, and what
maybe
can I
it
tell?
comes from the lack of experience. Maybe,
Yes, exactly.
and correct me if I'm wrong, if you are decorating a house for newlywed,
Yes.
maybe they just have ideas, they have no experience. It's different than if you are decorating a house for people who are moving from home to another.
Yes.
So what's your experience here, Dina?
Very funny. The younger ones, they want minimalism, they want very open areas, they don't want furniture, and actually they do not know where to put their things later on. The older couples, they are so funny about it. They want
Just
closet space, storage, and closet space,
Because they did suffer.
They did suffer throughout the years.
Yes.
Actually, this is why I think you come to an interior designer, because then we can advise you what you need.
Sometimes you are not aware of the importance.
You're not aware of you're not aware of overdoing it, and you're not aware of not doing it at all. Yes, that's it.
Dina, as you have been mentioning about the COVID period in our lives, and that many people did want to change many things in their homes, many things in their business environment, if they can, if they are not employees. So how did you witness such a change, and how did you deal with it?
Well, I do have a personal experience about this, but let's talk in the general atmosphere in general. It's people changed how they work, the hours they work at, how they want to work, how do they want to have a quality of life. They found out they were missing on a lot, either missing on not going out or working in a closed environment. I was just discussing with one of your friends over here that working in closed areas now with white lighting, with all of that, that's obsolete because it harms your energy completely. And at the same time, when you work at areas where they're very openly lit, like you see all the new office buildings, they look lovely, but to maintain and to air condition such areas from the inside and acoustically to control open areas, that's so hard. So again, so people started changing their jobs accordingly. You know, I want something with less hours, or I want something with more hours. I don't like staying at home.
More flexible.
Or flexible hours, or flexible dates, or I need to do things on a freelance basis where I just go in the morning and in the evenings I only have it to myself, or vice versa. Night owls like to work at night now. For myself, I found a new thing. People tried themselves with things and TikToks, and I didn't try TikTok, but well, I'm still planning to do that. Of course, my daughter always tells me, "Mom, you don't have a video on TikTok."
We are still old-fashioned.
We're very old-fashioned. We try to have one in the summer, and then my mother was there, who's her grandma. And of course, she looked at us as if we were aliens. Are you going to have a TikTok, Dina?
No.
You went crazy, yes. So accordingly, Some people started telling me, Dina, come for an MC job as a master of ceremony in several conferences and several things, just to help. Because people were not very aware back then that you needed to do things on Zoom and things. So since we had it as a work atmosphere before, I went and gave it a try. People said, Dina, why aren't you a presenter of some type? I said, no. I never thought of myself that way. But now I do have something in parallel that does this as well. So this is what COVID, sometimes it impacted you in the nice way.
Indeed. Dina, also, how do colors interfere with our psychological and our perception of the environment around us as well?
This is very important. What's your favorite color?
I go to black. So
You go to blacks?
Yes.
Okay. If you go to blacks, then you always want the seclusion and the calmer ending. I am one of those people who, although I'm wearing very earthy today and black, I go to reds. Which
So
is
we are
usually-
exchanging
we're
positions.
exchanging
It's not me as well. I don't go that
No, I
color.
go to reds usually, and people who go to reds, I'm just saying this from a personal experience, they are usually very vibrant. You want things so quickly, you want to do things so energetically, you want to always smile and loud voices, and that doesn't mean I'm crazy, guys. But
Just
it's,
energetic.
just energetic, a bit over energetic. That doesn't mean that at other times I'm calmer in such a color. So actually you cannot say that the color, that's why it was tricky when I asked you what is your favorite color, because I'm sure at another point,
guys.
this is, you know what, this is very, let's say, remedifying, because you actually think of yourself, today I want to go out of my way. I just want to do something different. That's an energy booster. You boost yourself because you're very aware with yourself that you're doing something different
Sometimes
to change.
it's
the
kind of
other way around.
subconsciously.
And sometimes you do it the other way around. You're very vibrant and you love colors and then you find that you're going for a calmer scheme. Then you have to know that there's something wrong.
Maybe sometimes you just want to unplug or
to calm down.
reduce the vibes.
the vibes, the energy around.
Yes. So before ending our interview here, Dina, can you give us some tips about the preference of the colors, how people who are decorating their homes or the newlywed should make their proper choices here?
Well, I'll always advise to go with calmer basics. I mean the walls, the flooring, the ceiling, the basic lightings, which we call the hidden lights. Things like that, to go into something that's what we call the fits all tastes. And then with your furniture even, go to grays, beige, only have something that's, go to the wood color itself or go to the whites and silvers of these days. Silvers and champagnes are fine. Something that today you can have an accessory that goes to blues and greens, tomorrow you can go to accessories that are brown and blacks, and later on in your life, why not have the same basis? People do not, some people change their homes a lot these days, and some people don't. Some people stay where they are, or even if they move with their furniture. So if you have the furniture in the right way that fits all age groups, as we say, and fits all moods, then you can always add an accessory, a cushion, a throw, change the material of one chair or another, a carpet would do a very big difference. But don't go with striking color in your main furniture or your main walls or your main,
you will get
household.
bored.
Very bored. Very bored, and then it sometimes feels that you're hindered. I cannot get this because all my house fits greens only. I don't have any blues in my house. Now I love the summer house because the blues over there just gives me an energy boosting mood. So that's it.
Yes, indeed. Dina Kotb Soliman, interior designer, thank you so much for being our guest for today. Thank you so much for your very important tips, Dina. Our dear viewers, now we'll go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to continue our segments in the breakfast show, so stay tuned.